ONIC, they're going to use that Black Dragon form. There's the kick to can in game. Again, this is a limited time event. Make sure you go grab them. It's pretty affordable, and you get one of the best skins in the game right now. Now jumping into these lineups, Mr. Wolf, I would say I like what Aurora Gaming did for this draft. They cover. Oh, I don't like this for Rosa though. Whoa, Rosa! Whoa! This is bad. Keyboy gets first blood. And nothing Patrick could do to help him there. Oh, no.
Almost gets the RH. That's TNC getting level 2. Keyboy has the flicker. Jitkundo. Jukes out there coming up from Keyboy already. Great start for ONIC. And most particularly Keyboy, my personal MVP of game number 1. And now back with the show, one of his most played heroes as well. And it's not going to be stopping. And Rosa have revealed a little bit of weakness in there, showing himself in front of the Cho without the wings by wings. I think that ONIC has identified that there's no wings by wings available for that hero. No flicker as well, because he opted to go for the Purify. That's why Keyboy was able to run him down.
Yeah, that's, anytime that you have this early first blood like that, especially in the hands of any Cho player, like they are going to continue to put pressure on your side of the jungle now. So we'll see if that ends up being a little bit too much for Keyboy, and then he gets punished. As you can see, he's doing exactly just that, giving that information over to Kyrie and the rest of ONIC too. So once that level 4 is available is when you expect both more so the Cho really to be a little more proactive on the kicks, using that ultimate to set things up. Meanwhile, this glue Roam works a little different, but we've seen it work wonders for Aurora Gaming just days ago when they debuted it. And now this turtle is for the taking. It's going to be started up. RWM dropped down. TNC waiting for Lunar to join the fight, but it's just gone so quick. ONIC securing the objective, and they'll disengage after that.
Sans is in grand finals for popping the ultimate, knowing that doesn't have to go for any kind of exchange now for ONIC. They are leading by 1,000 gold now. Keyboy is not level 4 yet, despite that turtle they come out from ONIC, which is just... But Pagu is also well away from his own ultimate, so we're not going to see angry Patrick, angry muscle-laden Patrick. Oh, the kick though, Pagu is dead. Oh man, you don't want to see that on the glue.
As soon as that kick's available, and like I said, keep getting that and make it work. It's actually getting punched here. Tell me he survives again. Keyboy makes it happen. And this is why you were saying, this is one of his best, one of his most played, one of his signature picks. The Cho is just a menace for the opposing team dealing with it. And you have to think that all those little moves that Keyboy is doing, that, all those minor delays around this side of the map of Aurora Gaming, that all compounds. It all adds up, eventually leading into, these skirmishes, these first objective takes. And it's something that can really affect the course of the game, especially in the early game, as it already has. So as that Way of the Dragon is available, he could always go for a kick, even if it's just to essentially get a Purify out, especially from Rosa. That makes things easier for ONIC to set up later. So for Aurora Gaming, based on how this beginning of the game has gone, nothing on the board just yet. It's not anything too crazy. This 2,000 gold lead that ONIC has is still definitely in a place of contention for Aurora Gaming. Even this first turtle, if they somehow are in a better position to fight for this next turtle, that would be great. If they can take out a member from ONIC, then that would be even better. But as we've seen here, Wolf, like the fact that they have a claw to the gold lane is going to take a little bit longer to build up. They need that. Pagu's actually going to go ahead and try to drag Lutby back here, but it's a little bit too risky, so the Feathered Airstrike dropped down. Now that's actually a big resource out here for Aurora Gaming as they want to go ahead and set up around this turtle. You can see ONIC, they're going to use that Black Dragon form. There's the kick to for Pagu. Could be in trouble with trying to buy time up for the turtle. Lose a Lunar.
Aurora Gaming might have just missed some of their shots, but if they connected with those, things would be totally different. They could have taken out some members of ONIC. They could have taken Thurl easily. Lunar got outplayed by Sans. Sans, instead of going to the back, instead of like going for a fear movement, he went forwards, which meant that one spell or one skill coming up from Lunar didn't hit.
Whoa. Look at that burst. That's that setup potential, you know, especially with the Mountain Shocker. And always YSS's damage in the early is quite devastating, especially for the mid lane mages that do get set up there. Once again, Skylar just gives some information. Lunar, the shot essence from Lutby, enough alongside Kyrie to win that fight. Right now, they're just continuing to build up on the lead they have here.
Making the right move now for ONIC. They have pressure up top. Skylar, though, not going to be able to survive. That's the power of Max and Tienzi. Great footwork and stuff as well. No chance for Skylar to do anything afterwards. That would mean that they will at least get on the board. 1-5 is the kill score. ONIC leading by 3,000 gold as they have pushed the bottom lane as well. The map looking all red right now. And that red meant ONIC.
Oof. Black Dragon Form Muse. I think he's going to be able to escape though. Lutby is fine. If you look at Aurora Gaming's chances of winning this game, because again, this is the grand final, it's a best of 5. It's quite a bit of jump to in terms of the prize money between the first and second place here. And obviously, if Aurora Gaming can beat ONIC Esports, that would be a huge statement here in Games of the Future 2025. And the way they're going to have to make that happen is allowing Sigiboom to get farmed up on this Claude. They're going to be rotating for this turtle. Once again, fighting for it. That's the kick, separating Pagu from the fight. Sigiboom gets the turtle secured now, and Loopy trying to get away as Lunar also on the disengage. Keyboy won't be able to catch him. Doesn't have the kick anyway. So once again, Aurora Gaming taking these little wins where they can. If that means getting a turtle, then that's something for them, rather than losing everything. Although Pagu is really struggling to try to make it work this time around, it just seems like ONIC saw that game. They know how to handle this glue roam. And so far, again, it's got to be a stack of compounding small wins for Aurora Gaming to get back into this game.
ONIC are doing the right moves. Fortunately for Aurora, a little bit of, like you said, staggering some of the little wins that they have with the turtle.
Tienzi. There's the kick. Feather airstrike. RWM just right across the battlefield in the mid lane. It's chaotic. It's messy. But even under the turret, they go. A double kill for Kyrie. Looking for more. Forcing it under and in between the tier 1 and tier 2 turret. As 3 fall for Aurora Gaming. Man, ONIC is just so good at juggling around the team fight.
The fact that was the team fight where everybody from ONIC was ready and are well connected. Sans popping the ultimate very early. You would think that they will wait for an initiation first. Of course, they did wait for this kick, but even then, it actually set up for this huge jump ultimate to have so much value because it already threatened the members of Aurora and also landed so much damage already around. The way that ONIC Esports are layering their skills are so good. Especially because Keyboy's just been acting the map. So far has been phenomenal all throughout the tournament, but particularly in this grand final series, it's been instrumental to ONIC's wins in the early stages of the game. It seems like he's not going to be stopping as of this moment. It's already providing the vision for ONIC as they set up for the Lord.
It's such a weird chess game that has to be given to Aurora Gaming when they go into these fights. You know, they're not going to be able to really do much with this Lord as it's just kind of blitzed down. And so they have to prep up for the base defense. Now, that's what I mean. If they set things up, you're always seeing this. I mean, this was a classic mid lane matchup that you got to see so much before in the past, right? The Farsa and the Eve against each other. It's a circle and a square, basically, that everybody is fighting around. And, you know, unfortunately for Rosa, because of the first blood right off the bat, I just feel like Rosa really hasn't been able to farm up. And not only that, but also just hasn't gotten the most value out of the feathered airstrikes. You know, in comparison to Sans, how he's been able to go ahead and set up those real-world manipulations for ONIC to play around. But that's also much easier when you have someone like Keyboy so proactive on the Cho, starting things up. And with this Lord, it's going to make its way to that tier 2 turret. This is going to be an easy take for them. Lord swinging away there. We'll see if Aurora Gaming holds on to their Holy Defense shields. Tier 2 up top also going to fall. So we'll see. Once again, there's the kick. Way the Dragon. Feathered Airstrike going to be dropped down as well, but they're all out of range. RWM dropped down as Lunar all to himself. He falls, and now on the turret, Loopy goes a little bit too overzealous, but still going to be able to survive. And now Pagu trying to bring back Keyboy, but he won't be able to do it either. So once again, ONIC completely fine. They'll get these shields down bot, mid, and top off that first Lord push.
I'm just in awe of how ONIC are able to avoid the area of control for Rosa. Rosa is a phenomenal Farsa player. I have been impressed in how he was playing this hero for a long time now. Ever since M4, when I saw him play this aggressive kind of Farsa, always on point with the Feathered Airstrike. I don't know how ONIC does it. Is it from the pressure coming out from Keyboy? Is it just positioning? It's just the way that they quickly react to what Aurora is doing when it comes to those team fights, because it's great to see how they are able to avoid that Feathered Airstrike. At this point in the game, Aurora Gaming does not have enough of team fighting tools from Sigiboom. Despite Sigiboom having this free item power spike, ONIC esports players are so tanky that Sigiboom will need another one, maybe another Malefic Roar on top of the items that he has right now. That means that somebody has to cut up the slack. Rosa has to deal the damage because TNZ, this guy is now playing an assassin. He's playing a utility jungle, more of a tanky role, more of a supplementing kind of role. I'm saying this, ONIC are avoiding the main DPS of Aurora Gaming in a masterful way, and Aurora Gaming has to solve this.
It's very, again, it seems easier than it actually is with the way that ONIC is playing these team fights. You know, being able to actually split up or disengage or even just keep a distance from the main majority of the damage that Aurora Gaming has. Because again, it's not the Feather Airstrike, it's the Blazing Duet, right? And it's been that target acquisition too that you see Keyboy, where he's more often than not actually getting Lunar, kicking Lunar or Pagu away from the team, and then they isolate them, and you know, they get the automatic kill, plus they stay away from the main source of damage. So once that's expended, once the Blazing Duet and the Feather Airstrike are gone, what left do you have other than the auto attacks mainly from Sigiboom, right? And like you mentioned, in terms of itemization, ONIC, because of the massive lead that they have, the 10,000, they already have it. You see there too. Keyboy alone, man, he's got the Chastised Pauldron plus the Antique Harass now. So even if Keyboy jumps in, he's not too worried about Sigiboom, right? And he's also got the Athena Shield just to go ahead and help with that damage if he does get hit by Rosa. But so far, that really hasn't been the case. He's been able to go in, just get the kickoff, and then the team follows suit from there. So now with the Lord making its way down the mid, with this kind of advantage in terms of itemization, they're in a really good position to knock down these base turrets.
But I think Gun picked up by Sigiboom going in for utility instead of raw damage. Not sure if this will be enough against ONIC as of this moment, especially the presence of the Chastised Pauldron push already coming up from ONIC.
Top turret going to be worked on here. This Lord should be made quick work of. The Black Dragon form dropped down. There's the Feathered Airstrike. A couple shots on the minion waves, trying to keep them at bay. The turret's still going to stand because it was cleared out by Rosa. It's only the mid turret down for now. ONIC should be able to get this top turret at least with this next wave pushing in. Are they going to go for the cutoff here? They'll get the turret, and it looks like they might back off. That bottom wave not pushed in quite just yet, so ONIC playing it safe, disciplined, even with a almost 12,000 gold lead against Aurora Gaming in game 2. They will take their time. A bottom wave nearly pushing in. They might force this once again. Ludby doesn't have the Black Dragon form just yet. There's the Feathered Airstrike. Clearing out the minion wave, and Aurora Gaming will hold on to it, but Pagu might be in trouble. TNZ as well. TNZ going to be in trouble. Top of the Poissons under the turret. Still going to be able to live with 1 HP. And ONIC still pressing the situation. Skylar jumps in. He's going to take the brunt of the damage. Pops the one to crown. He could be in trouble here. ONIC trying to help him out, but finally a kill converted for Aurora Gaming.
Been a long time since they've gotten a kill. They moved on to Skylar up top. That was the first kill that they've had. The second and only to them on the side of ONIC is onto Skylar once again. But that was more of an aggressive play coming out from ONIC that was punished by Aurora. They used Winter Crown, but they didn't have any minion wave to capitalize with that. ONIC the way that I'm looking at the way they push is that they're protecting the minion waves. I think that's really commendable on how ONIC is handling this. However, Aurora have found a way for them to deal with ONIC's push. Farsa ultimate from Rosa just to clear out the minion waves instead of reserving it for the heroes. The innate effect of it is that they are able to defend their turret, and if ONIC eventually goes for the dive, you can see that there could be that punish. Now, 15 minutes in, Aurora Gaming has a little bit of fight in them compared to ONIC. They still have 10,000, about 10,000 gold as an advantage for ONIC, which kind of translates to them being tanky enough to frontline against Aurora Gaming. So this Lord is going to be tricky for Aurora Gaming for sure.
See how they approach it, and if they even really want to get in range here. ONIC will take their time because they know if they actually force a fight, there's potential that they could just end the game even without claiming this Lord. Skylar picking up his own chastised pauldron. Let's go ahead and help with that damage coming out from Siggy Boom and that attack speed. So it looks like Aurora Gaming wants to fight for this one. Lord's going to be at half health. ONIC, knowing that they have the advantage, they can let them go ahead and take most of that damage. So they force Aurora Gaming off the Lord, and they'll go in to clean it up to secure the Lord. And now Aurora Gaming, after needing to defend the base, they're going to have to defend it once again.
Keyboy with the Winter Crown as the last pickup here for ONIC. They're really feeling that this is their shot against Aurora Gaming to reach match point. They are going in for the jugular. What this gives Keyboy is that freedom to go in even under the turret.
Ooh, they get a flicker out from Skylar. Good usage of the dangerous grass there on the near that base turret, but still they've got to deal with this Lord. It's only a small resource expended as well for Skylar using that flicker. You could just Falling Star Moon and following Keyboy here. So let's see how they juggle this around. That Feathered Airstrike nearly backed up for Rosa. They're going to need it here. They're going to hold up that Lord right in the mid lane. It's still going to be used to push them off. Pagu might be risking his own life just to buy time. Immortality bot as well. He's going to go down here. ONIC picks up a kill, but the Lord has been done well. Now the Feathered Airstrike dropped down, followed by the Dragon of Form. They're going to force the fight anyway. And RWM, a double for Sans. Lutfi could be in trouble here. The Blazing Duo with the Winter Crown. Nice setup from Siggy Boom as he BMIs back to safety. But the waves are pushed in, and ONIC can just lock him to the base to take and secure